now in this section we'll be discussing the different types of LPP. In fact, we have already discussed the mathematical formulation of these different types. Now in this section we'll learn how to formulate them mathematically and then further how do we solve it using the methods that we have learned. So we'll be discussing the mathematical formulation as well as solution of optimal product line problems, diet problems, and finally the transportation problems. So let's begin. Okay, so now that we are done with the graphical methods of solving an LPP also, now we'll be discussing the different types of LPP, that is linear programming problems, and in fact we have already discussed the formulation of these linear programming problems. So basically when we talk of types of linear programming problems, there are three basic types of linear programming problems, which are, we have diet problems, then we have optimal product line problems, and we have transportation problems. So we have already discussed the formulation of these problems, but now we will be discussing the how you are supposed to solve out such linear programming problems. That means how first of all you will have to formulate the problem mathematically and then you will have to solve it graphically. So first we have is the diet problem. A housewife wishes to mix together two kinds of food X and Y in such a way that the mixture contains at least 10 units of vitamin A, 12 units of vitamin B and 8 units of vitamin C. The vitamin contents of 1 kg of food is given below. Food X, for food X, vitamin A is 1, vitamin B is 2, vitamin C is 3. For food Y, it's 2, 2 and 1. 1 kg of food X costs rupees 6 and 1 kg of food Y costs rupees 10. Find the least cost of the mixture which will produce the diet. Okay, so first thing is for sure that this is basically a minimization problem. You have to find out the least cost of the mixture which will produce the diet. So first of all we'll try to formulate it mathematically, and once we have formulated it then we'll try to solve it out graphically. So first of all let us suppose that X kg of food X and Y kg of food Y are mixed together to make the mixture, right? So we are supposing that X kg of food X and Y kg of food Y are mixed together to make the mixture. Then since 1 kg of food X contains 1 unit of vitamin, it's given that 1 kg of food X will contain 1 unit of vitamin A, 2 unit of vitamin B, 3 unit of vitamin C, and then for food Y the numbers are 2, 2 and 1, and then we are given that the mixture is to be prepared in such a way that it contains at least 10 units of vitamin A, 12 units of vitamin B and 8 units of vitamin C. So the constraints would be X, since we have assumed that X kg of food X and Y kg of food Y are mixed, right? So we'll have first equation will be 1 kg of food X contains 1 unit of vitamin A and 1 kg of food Y contains 2 units of vitamin A, right? You can see it here. For 1 kg of food X contains 1 unit of vitamin A and 2 units of vitamin and 2 units in case of its food Y. So the equation would be X plus 2Y, and this is the minimum requirement. That means X plus 2Y, the unit should contain this much, should be at least of vitamin A. So X plus 2Y should be greater than equal to 10, since it's given that in such a way that the mixture contains at least 10 units of vitamin A. So the mixture should contain at least means greater than equal to 10. So this gives me this first equation. Similarly now parallel to this I will have 2x plus 2y should be greater than equal to 12 and 3x plus y should be greater than equal to 8. So 2x plus 2y should be greater than equal to 12 and 3x plus y should be greater than equal to 8. Right? So these are our inequations, and then since the quantity x and y has to be positive, so we will have x is greater than equal to 0 and y is greater than equal to 0. Thus, the LPP becomes minimize z. And what about minimize z? We have the 1 kg of food x costs 6 and 1 kg of food y costs rupees 10. Therefore, x kgs of food x and y kgs of food y will cost 6x plus 6x plus 10y. So, we will have minimize z equal to 6x plus 10y subject to these constraints, that is x plus 2y is greater than equal to 10, then 2x plus 2y is greater than equal to 12 and 3x plus y is greater than equal to 8, and you will have x is greater than equal to 0, y is greater than equal to 0. Okay, so now we have obtained the LPP and now we are going to solve it. You have to solve these equations, right? So how do you solve it now? First of all, what we have is, we'll try to convert the inequalities into equations. So we have x plus 2y is 10, then I have 2x plus 2y is 12 and 3x plus y equal to 8. So put x coordinate to be equal to 0 and that will give me 5, and then if y is equal to 0, I will get 10 0. For this I will get, if I put x equal to 0, I have 6, and for y equal to 0 I will have 6, then for x equal to 0 I have 8, and for y equal to 0 I will have 8 by 3. So these are the points that we get. Now you will have to plot these lines on a graph and plot the point 0, 5, 10, 0 and thus just join these 2 points. That line will depict this line, right? And similarly you can point out, you can just graph out these 3 lines, plot these 3 lines, and then we'll try to find out the feasible region. So see, once I plot these points, my points were 0, 5, 10, 0, 0, 6, 6, 0, 0, 8, 8 by 3, 0. So 0, 5, 10, 0, this is 10, 0, right? Then join this these 2 points and you get this line, first line, that is x plus 2y is 10. Then you have 0, 6 and 6, 0. So this is 0, 6 and this is 6, 0. Join these 2 points and you get this line. Then you have 0, 8, 8 by 3, 0. Join these 2 points and you get this line. Now our equations were x plus 2y is greater than equal to 10. Then I had 2x plus 2y is greater than equal to 12 and 3x plus y is greater than equal to 8, right? So just replace x and y by 0. I have 0 is greater than equal to 10, 0 is greater than equal to 12, 0 is greater than equal to 8. All are invalid. All these 3 statements are false, they are invalid, and therefore the shaded region, the bounded region, would be the region not enclosing the origin. So in this case it would be this area, this area, this area, and therefore the common region is this shaded region, right? So we have obtained the bounded region, feasible region. So this becomes the feasible region, the shaded area, and now we'll consider the corner points. Obviously I am following the corner point method. So I have A1, then I'll have P1, P2, P3, where P1 is this point, P2 is this point. Now P1 you can obtain by finding out the point of intersection of these 2 lines, and P2 you can obtain by finding out the point of intersection of these 2 lines. You can obtain the coordinates of P1 and P2, and then finally we'll just consider the value of z at all these corner points. And since the problem is of minimization type, so the minimum value, the coordinate which gives the minimum value of z would be the answer. So let's do that. Point xy, value of objective function z equal to 6x plus 10y, So then we have, now the point is, first of all we have A1, that's 10 0, then you have A2, sorry no A2, then you'll have P1, that's 2 4, then you'll have P2, that's 1 5, and you have B3, that's 0 8, right? So now 6x plus 10y, 6x plus 10y, 6x plus 10y, 6x plus 10y. So this is what you are required to find. This becomes 60, this becomes 40 plus 12, that's 52, then we have 56, then we have 80. So now here clearly minimum value is given by this, and therefore the minimum z is 52, and the solution would be x equal to 2, y equal to 4. Therefore the least cost of the mixture is 52. Next we have is the optimal product line problems. So in optimal product line also we have already discussed these problems. Now we will be discussing how to solve out such a problem. A manufacturer produces nuts and bolts for industrial machinery, takes 1 hour of work on machine A and 3 hours on machine B to produce a package of nuts, while it takes 3 hours on machine A and 1 hour on machine B to produce a package of bolts. He earns a profit of rupees 2.50 per package of nuts and rupee 1 per package of bolts. How many packages of each should he produce each day so as to maximize his profit? If he operates his machines for at most 12 hours a day, formulate this mathematically and solve it. So first thing is maximization problem. Clearly from the question you can see it is a maximization problem. Then next thing what we can see is it is asking if he operates the machines for at most 12 hours a day. At most is less than equal to, right? So first of all we will be mathematically formulating the problem and then we will solve it. So I will be preparing a table for this. Again I can write down my machines here, right? And just prepare a table, it becomes easy to form the constraints then. So I have machines, okay, so machines, and then here time required to produce the products, right? And nut, and then we have bolt, we have nut and we have bolt, and here maximum hours available. So machines are A and B. Here you can write down profit, that will be denoted in rupees. So it's saying that it takes 1 hour of work on machine A and 3 hours on machine B to produce a package of nuts. 1 hour on A and 3 hours on B to produce nuts, and in case of bolts it is 3 and 1, 3 on machine A and 1 on machine B. Profit is 2.50 and 1, so here we will write down 2.50 and here it's 1. Maximum hours available is 12 for both, and therefore now let first of all we assume that manufacturer, let us suppose that the manufacturer produces X packages of nuts and Y packets or packages of bolts each day. We are just assuming that the manufacturer produces X packages of nuts and Y packages of bolts each day. So in that case what happens is X packages of nuts and Y packages of bolts. Now it's given for machine A, it can operate for maximum of 12 hours, and The time required for nut is 1 hour and for bolt it's 3 hours, and therefore for X packages of nuts and Y packages of bolts, we'll have X plus 3Y less than equal to 12. Similarly, next equation you'll have is 3x plus y is less than equal to 12. X and y are greater than equal to 0, and so our LP will be maximize Z equal to 2.50x plus y. Profit function would be this, subject to x plus 3y is less than equal to 12, 3x plus y is less than equal to 12, and x and y are greater than equal to 0. So this is the LP, and therefore now we will be solving this LPP. And how do you solve out? Again, for these equations, we'll first convert them into equations. And how do you do that? We have discussed this many times. So this is the required LP, right? To solve, firstly we will have x plus 3y is 12, then I have 3x plus y is 12. So here if I put x equal to 0 I get 4, so 0 4, and if I put y equal to 0 I have 12. Again x equal to 0 gives me 12 and y equal to 0 gives me 4. So these are the coordinates. You'll plot these points, join the lines. This gives you the lines. So the graph would look something like this. Points were 0 4 12 0. So 0 4 12 0, and then we have 4 0 0 12, right? So this is the graph that we have. Now to find out the region, our equation was x plus 3y is less than equal to 12 and 3x plus y is less than equal to 12. Replacing x and y by 0 gives me 0 is less than equal to 12, 0 is less than equal to 12. Valid statements. So the area would be enclosing the origin, and therefore the common region is this area. Now you have got the feasible region, and therefore now we will be considering the corner points. Corner points are O, A2, P, B1. P, again you can just solve out these two equations because P point is the point of intersection of these two equations. So now we will be finding out the value of Z. Just form a table again. This is point xy, value of objective function Z, which is given by 2.50x plus y. So my x is O is 0 0, then I have A2 is 4 0, then I have P is 3 3, and then I have B1 is 0 4. So this is 2.50 into 0 plus 0, 2.50 into 4 plus 0, 2.50 into 3 plus 3, 2.50 into 0 plus 4. So this gives me 0, then I have 10, and then I have 10.5. This is 10.5. This is 10.5, and then I have 4. So we were supposed to find out the minimum value of Z, and from this you can see that the minimum value of Z is 0. Sorry, we had to maximize. This problem was of maximization type, right? Yeah, maximize Z. So the maximum value of Z is 10.5, and this is giving me the maximum value of Z. This is clearly the greatest value of Z. So maximum value of Z is 10.5, and x equal to 3, y equal to 3 is the solution. So we had assumed that he produces packages of nuts, that is he should produce 3 packages of nuts and 3 packages of bolts each day in order to maximize his profit, and the maximum profit is 10.5. Now the next is transportation problems. There is a factory located at each of the 2 places P and Q. From these locations, a certain commodity is delivered to each of the depots situated at ABC. The weekly requirement of depots are 5, 5 and 4 units. while the production capacity of factories at P and Q are 8 and 6 units. Cost of transportation is given to you. Now if you remember, we had discussed this problem. We are required to find out how many units should be transported from each factory to each depot in order that the transportation cost is minimum. Formulate the above and solve it. First of all, we have to draw the figure, and we have in fact already formulated this problem. So depot A, depot B and depot C, and here you will have factory P and factory Q, right? So depot A will have 5 units, 4 units, factory P 8 units, factory Q 6 units. Then you will draw arrows of this form, right? And then it's given to you, the cost is given to you from, first of all I'll assume, let factory P transports X units of commodity. This is what we are assuming, that the factory P transports X units of commodity to A and Y units to B, right? So I have here X units, then Y units. Its capacity is 8, so to C it will transport 8 minus X plus Y. Here we'll write 16. Cost is 16, 10 and 15. Here cost is 10, 12 and 10, right? 10, 12 and 10. And in this case it will be, total requirement was 5 units, X already it has got from P, so 5 minus X it will obtain from Q. Similarly 5 minus Y it will obtain from Q, depot B, and here it will be 6 minus 5 minus X plus 5 minus Y, and that will be equal to X plus Y minus 4 units. So this is the diagram, this is the basic information that you are going to utilize to form your constraints. Now using this we will be forming our constraints. Now in order to form the constraint, you know X should be positive, these requirements all are positive, so X is greater than equal to 0, then Y is greater than equal to 0, 8 minus of X plus Y is greater than equal to 0, 5 minus X is greater than equal to 0, 5 minus Y is greater than equal to 0, and this is greater than equal to 0. And we have to minimize the transportation cost. So our LPP would become minimize Z equal to X minus 7Y plus 190 subject to X plus Y is less than equal to 8, X plus Y is greater than equal to 4, X is less than equal to 5, Y is less than equal to 5, X is greater than equal to 0, Y is greater than equal to 0. Now we have to solve this LPP, and for that again just convert them into equations. X is 5, Y is 5. So this gives me 0, 8 and 8, 0, 0, 4 and 4, 0, and this is simple line X equal to 5 and Y equal to 5. Just plot these lines. You have Y equal to 5 is this line, then I have X equal to 5. Plot the point 0, 4, 4, 0, join them. This represents this line. Then I have 0, 8, 8, 0, join them, this line. So this is how you plot the lines. Next what we are going to do is we are going to find out the shaded region. So for shaded region again put your X and Y to be 0 in this equation, right? So first of all if I put X and Y to be 0, I get 0 is less than equal to 8 and 0 is greater than equal to 4. Now and for this we will get 0 is less than equal to 5 and 0 is less than equal to 5, right? So for this the area would be enclosing the origin this ways, this ways. For this is also a valid statement for, so this will be this ways, and for this is not valid. So for this it will be outside the origin, not enclosing the origin. So it will be this way. So the common region that we obtain will be this region, right? So once you obtain this region, this is the feasible region. You have obtained that the feasible region is this. Therefore now we'll try to find out the corner points. Corner points are B2, A2, A3, P, Q, B3, right? Now we try to find out the value of z at each of these points. Again, these coordinates we know. This you can find out by putting x equal to 5 in this equation. You get y equal to 3. Therefore 5, 3 is the coordinate of P. Then this also you can put y equal to 5 in this equation. You get 3. So 3, 5 are the coordinates of Q. This you know, this you know. So finally we'll just be finding out the points, the values of z at each of these points. So I have point of xy, and then I have value of objective function z, which is x minus 7y plus 190, and the point is A2 is 40, A2 is 40, then I have A3 is 50, right? A3 is 50, then I have P is 53, then I have Q is 35, then I have B3 is 05, and then I have B2 is 04. Let's check. B2 is 04, 05, 35, 53, and therefore the value of z would be plus 190. This becomes 194. 5 minus 70 plus 190, 195. 5 minus 7 into 3 plus 190, that becomes 174. 3 minus 7 into 5 plus 190, that becomes 158. Then 0 minus 7 into 5 plus 190, that becomes 155, and 0 minus 7 into 4 plus 190, that becomes 162. So from this, our problem was minimization type. Therefore the minimum value from this you can see is this, and it occurs at B3, that is 05. Z is minimum at x equal to 0, y equal to 5, and minimum value of z is 155. So what does that mean? That means optimal production strategy would be to deliver 0, 5 and 3 units from P to from factory at P. And how do I get this? Because I had assumed that the factory P delivers x units to A, y units to B, and 8 minus x plus y to C. Therefore it becomes x is 0, 5, y is 5, 5 to B and 3 to C. And similarly, and 5, 0 and 1 unit from Q to depots A, B and C, and the minimum cost would be 155. So that was the transportation problem. Do practice a very good number of questions based on this problem. You can see that the linear programming problems are quite lengthy, so you have to have a very good speed in order to remain competitive in your exams. So just do a lot of practice of these questions. If you have got any kind of queries on the topic, you can post it for free on our discussion board of askiitians.com. For doing so, just go to the website askiitians.com, go to the discussion board, and as soon as you select the option of discussion board, on the right hand side you will see the column Ask Experts. In that you can select the category of the question, for example say algebra, and just post your question. You can also attach any kind of image with the question. Then just click on Get Answer and the Ask IITians experts will give you the answer within the duration of 24 to 48 hours. So I hope you must have understood the various types of linear programming problems. That is, there are basically 3 types of linear programming problems: optimal product line problems, diet problems, and transportation problems. This in fact completes our chapter on linear programming, and just before we end up, let's have a quick recap. So we began with the mathematical description of a linear programming problem. We discussed what exactly do we mean by a LPP. Then we discussed various important results and concepts related to linear programming like feasible solution, infeasible solution, feasible region, convex set, and then we discussed a very important theorem, that was fundamental extreme point theorem. Finally, we discussed the various types of LPP and the graphical methods of solving a linear programming problem, that is the corner point method and the iso-profit iso-cost method. And side by side we also discussed various examples based on the application of these concepts. So just practice a very good number of questions of linear programming just in order to develop a very good speed and in order to excel in this area. So for more lectures of physics, chemistry, mathematics and biology, stay tuned on AskIITians.com.